Important Podcast.
Spring is here. Spring is here. Sunshine, rainbows, and puppy dogs. And we're glad to be alive. Welcome back to another awesome episode of the We Important Podcast. I'm your host, Harry.
And I am your other host, Q. I don't like the word co-host. It's belittling. Okay. I know we do it to slight each other, but it hurts my feelings.
That's definitely why I didn't want to. I was like,
You know? Co-host. I don't co-host anything.
Would it have been systematic racism had I called you my co-host?
You're trying to fine line. Trying a real fine line there. I say you guys are equal partners.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the co-host thing either.
Separate.
Host one, host two, you know.
I'm one.
I'm two. Who's the cat?
The cat.
In the hat. Thing one, thing two. Host one, host two.
Today, that's you.
Say that's me.
And who are you?
I'm Hannah Crandall. Hey, how's it going? Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. For those of you that don't know, Hannah is the lead singer of a band called, I hope I'm not saying it wrong, TRUSS, right?
Golden. Perfect.
I don't think, it doesn't look hard to pronounce.
No, not anymore.
Because the V used
the
to...
V used to throw people for a loop.
Gotcha, yeah.
That's part of the reason why it's gone. But now we're just a boring TRUSS. So
what's the name?
So
mean?
boomer.
Oh, God.
You know, that's the question that's going to get asked.
It's so lame.
Isn't it an acronym?
No, you know what? That would make it a little bit cooler if it were an acronym.
Oh, damn.
Which is, I mean, we're setting the bar low.
Yeah,
I'm
acronyms are not like...
No, I'm in a band with 3 guys, and all 3 of those guys are engineers. TRUSS. Engineering. It just happened. It's one syllable. You know, it's like Bush or Rush. You can't love it. You can't hate it. Just kind of one syllable, easy to remember thing. So here we are.
It's great for marketing.
None of us love it. None of us hate it. Here we are.
I think it's a cool name. I think it looks cool.
That's my thing. I really started to like it when we came up with the logo that I liked. And I was like, all right, now I'm getting the feel for it. You know, like we got a good shape to it. And but before then, when we had the V, that was a hot mess. We got Tervis a lot. I'm like, what is a Tervis? Travis. I'm like, do you see an A in there? Travis.
Well, the R,
that was a hot mess.
The R is after the T. Why?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Who was the creative genius behind the name?
It's kind of collaborative. Actually, remember when we came up with the name, we were at Sloopy's Diner on OSU's campus. That's where the band was kind of formed. We formed in college.
Hang on, Sloopy.
So it was just a collaborative conversation over some pancakes at Sloopy's Diner. And the general consensus was we can't love it, we can't hate it. It's one syllable.
And
it stuck.
Backtrack. You and your 3 bandmates all have Ohio State degrees.
We do all have Ohio State degrees.
I'm glad she did.
Ohio State University.
You got this asshole at our work that literally wears a hat with D. He's like, okay.
Don't have the most school spirit in the world. I did like it a lot, but you know, it's been a fat minute since I've been at Ohio State. I don't really feel like I can really rep that anymore. You know, it's like, where did you go to college? Doesn't matter. That was like 4 years ago now. You know.
So the significance really of Ohio State in this conversation is that you met your bandmates there.
I only met one of them there.
Only one of them.
So is it that significant to TRUSS?
Maybe not. Probably not.
That's debatable.
If you want to be a rock star, don't go to college.
Exactly. That's debatable. I met 2 of my guys outside of Ohio State before I even went to college. Met our bass player Thomas in college. Which I like Thomas. He's important to me. So maybe it does hold some merit. But
so how did the band come together? You knew what are the band members' names? You said Thomas is the bass player.
We got Thomas. He's our bass player. Okay. Holden is my drummer, and Eric is my guitar player.
Who can fucking rip?
Yeah, you gotta trust the guitarist named Eric.
Yeah,
I feel like
anything with the 4-letter name. 4 letters. You know that kid's got something going on.
That's
it's
guy.
It's happening. That's the magic number.
Thad Shreds.
Now,
do you play any instruments personally that you learned? Like, is singing something you had always aimed for?
Well, I do play bass. Outside of TRUSS, I'm in a cover band around Cleveland called Medusa. We play, like bar gigs, things of that nature. It's fun. The cover world and the original band world are 2 very different things. So, like, it's cool that I get to do both pieces. So yeah, I'm a bassist around the area. Singing, you know, like when you're little and you think, oh, I'm going to be an actor when I grow up, or I'm going to be a singer when I grow up, or you kind of think like big picture. You don't ever picture yourself with like a real grown up job, you know?
Yeah,
For sure.
That's what I did growing up. You know, I watched like Hannah Montana and I was like, her name's Hannah too. Like, that's me. I'm going to do that when I get older. And sure enough, I'm singing in my basement at like 10 years old, and I was so convinced I was going to be a singer. But I was awkward and shy as fuck, and I had never sang in front of anyone until, I think 8th grade maybe. I got forced into a solo by my choir teacher at the time. And, I don't know, the rest is history. I met my drummer in high school. We had a band throughout high school. And, I've been in a band for like 10 years now, I think. Different projects. I mean, it's not always been TRUSS, but I've been on and off the stage for a good while now.
And so when TRUSS started, you were always a member of TRUSS?
I wasn't.
See, deep cut, because I was doing my research. And I did find, I think there's a video at least of
it was kind of a strange start. We actually had it was really strange. We didn't like get together and decide that we were going to form a band. It was kind of like like Holden and Eric, drummer, guitar player, got together at Ohio State. I don't remember what bar they played, but there was a battle of the bands going on at some bar, you know, freshman year of college, and there was a guy who was in a frat. His name was Kip, and it was like his frat was putting on this battle of the bands, and so Kip came to my guys and was like, hey, I love to sing. I can play some guitar. Long story short, they tried to start a band. Kip ended up being our bass player because he got sick before the gig, the battle of the bands. And I was at Kent State at the time, and Holden or someone called me up and was like, hey, you know, can you step in for this gig? We're just playing cover songs. You know, you can learn them, roll up to this bar, whatever, play.
Love it.
And it went so well that we ended up just sticking with the lineup and just playing gigs, which eventually turned into TRUSS version 1 with our old bass player, Kip. And then a little bit down the line, Kip decided he wanted to be doing more and some solo stuff, which, you know, all cool. We brought in Thomas, and that's the lineup that's been for like 4 years now. It's been the 4 of us.
I don't want to stir up the past, but how did Kip feel when it was like, hey, we're going to create this band and stick with us 4? No hard feelings?
It was, so the situation was basically that Kip always wanted to be a singer. He wanted to be a front man. And back then, I didn't play any instruments when this all first started. I was strictly a vocalist. So when I was brought into the picture, I mean, it wasn't the most fun conversation in the world, but, you know, it was like, Hannah can only sing. You know how to play instruments. Like, here's how we're going to make this work to keep you in the game and keep her in the game. And at some point down the line, he just decided, like, I'm not doing what I want to be doing. I want to be singing, and I'm not. So we're all still friends with him. We still talk to him. He lives in Arizona, I think, now. So it's not, you know, we don't see him frequently, but like he would roll up to TRUSS gigs and support us. And he's a cool dude. And he's released a couple songs of his own since then. And so shit has a way of working out. And Thomas kind of came in at the perfect time. So
shit has a way of working out.
It does. Even when you're sweaty and nervous and you don't think it will. It does. Somehow it always does.
It is incredible.
Sweaty palms are a good thing.
Yeah, that's good to know.
That just means the shit is working out.
There's actually a study that came out that said it's very calming to smell a certain person's body odor when they're tensing up and sweating. The pheromone itself.
I buy that.
There's the pheromone with love.
Yeah.
You know, people are attracted to your scent.
I buy it. Absolutely. 100%. That's good. I'm a sweaty person. I sweat when I'm hot or cold.
You can call it Quentin's creamy goo.
I don't like that. I can smell Harry's balls from here, and I'm not. It's not doing anything for
Pampered. Me. Very pampered.
It's not doing nothing for me. It make me want to throw up in my mouth. Hannah, talk to us about your inspirations, like your musical background as a consumer, opposed to a creative. I'm sure you went through some post-punk phases.
I went through my emo phase. We all did.
Yeah,
Let's be real. We all did.
Who started? Because you said Hannah Montana. I want to be that.
I'm seriously, that's what started. I'm not kidding.
Country?
Hannah Montana.
I don't like country. I'm talking Disney Channel.
Disney Channel is what did it. Those
Disney Channel is what
kids
did it
into
for me.
stars. was what we wanted.
That's what did it for me.
I just wanted to be the
Camp
spouse.
Rock, all that good
Dude,
shit.
I just
Demi
wanted to be the
Lovato
spouse
and Camp
twins.
Rock? Come on.
Demi Lovato pre or post heroin?
Doesn't matter.
Great all around.
Doesn't matter.
I think so
Great
too.
all around.
I think
Doesn't matter.
in the
I mean,
midst of
she just has a little edge now. I mean, whatever.
If anything, it's
a
spicy.
little.
And
She like
when
died. It's pretty hard.
It feels like every majority of Disney stars go down that drug rabbit hole,
They
and they
kinda fall
always
off the
come out
handles.
on a good side of it for the most part.
I mean, that's got to mean something, right? They're
All
doing
of
something
them?
right.
Orlando Brown.
Okay, except
Yo, he's-
for Orlando
But
Brown.
when
He didn't bounce
when
back.
Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus went down the short hair, wrecking ball, all that, it was great for her career.
Yo.
That was
It
anything
was.
that popped.
Let me tell you,
Yeah,
when
it
Miley
was.
Cyrus did Party in the USA, something changed in me
Ugh.
as a little boy.
Wait, yo.
Something changed.
That was when he made the switch. You're like, I am
I was
straight.
like, yeah, like,
definitively.
oh yeah.
That was when the
There's
switch
no
happened.
question.
Yeah.
I was like,
absolutely.
you see Miley in them shorts? Anyway. But that's what started for you. But what did you? Who's one of your biggest like inspirations as you went along? Was it always like
Dang.
Hannah Montana was like a fictional
Dude,
character.
Hannah Montana was my first concert ever.
First
Ooh,
concert
wait,
though.
concert.
Okay,
Concert.
so that's huge actually.
Oh, it gets better.
Wait, this
Wow.
might be
You think that was good? You know who
Wow.
our opener was? The Jonas Brothers.
Mm.
Oh, can you
That's
imagine? Can you
right.
imagine being the
First
Jonas
concert
Brothers and you're
ever.
like, yeah, you're gonna be like, you're not gonna be the headliner, but
You're
you're
gonna open.
No, who came out?
That's
Did
pretty
Miley
bomb.
come out or did Hannah come out? I've always been curious.
Both. She did half the concert.
You can't fucking
as-
do that. What do you mean?
Both. She did the first half of the concert as Meet Miley Cyrus, and then she like did this fancy stage flip under the stage thing, and all these fireworks went off,
And
and
it's
she
Hannah.
came out as Hannah
And
Montana.
now at that point, were you like, oh fuck, that's somebody else?
Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. I was just crying, and
'Cause
I was 12, and it was a lot to handle.
That's
emotionally.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
don't. It's my first concert ever. It was multiple identity. I didn't.
I mean, yeah,
It was very overwhelming.
Oh
I go
my
to
God.
concerts today, and like if it's a good show for somebody I really want to see, like I'm like feeling.
Yeah,
it, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm like kind of emotional.
At 12 years old, I mean,
So-
I was sobbing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I might have passed out. I don't remember.
Wow.
Who knows?
Where was it at? Wolstein Center?
It was, well, now it's Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, but it was the Q back then. Still a better name. I don't care what anybody's.
Forever
Rocket
a
Mortgage
better name.
Fieldhouse. Nobody wants to say something with that many syllables. Nobody.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like the Gund Arena. When it was
It's okay. I still like the Q. Maybe I'm biased. I feel like that's kind of nostalgic.
I like the Q too. I am biased.
It's just easy. The Q.
well,
It's
your
nothing to
Q.
remember.
Yes.
The Q.
Yeah, I feel like you're biased if anyone's
Oh,
biased.
yeah, I'm very
about that.
biased. The Q is amazing. I
Black
also
owned?
miss Jacobs Field. I think it should be Jacobs Field.
That was
again.
I liked Jacob's
the
Field. I can get
branding
behind
was so
that.
much better.
I can get
like,
behind that for
I,
sure.
but
Yeah.
who owned? That was still owned by. I have no idea. I've always wondered.
I did know that, but I don't remember. Yeah, whatever. We'll talk about it later.
I'm not a sports.
We're gonna get
so
dragged in the Cleveland shit.
So-
not knowing
we're gonna
that.
go down the rabbit hole.
Sorry.
Damn straight. So back to the inspiration part. Aside from Hannah Montana and Disney, where does the rock fall in?
Yeah, like where you get
Because like, come
Yeah.
on, dog. Like,
3 Days Grace.
I went through my sophomore year of high school. I went through my phase. Everyone goes through like the phase where
Mhm.
you're like
It starts off with a
sleeping
little
sirens.
Paramore.
Yeah, you start with Paramore because
Yeah.
everyone's playing Rock Band when they grow up, and you're like
dude, that's
you hear like Spoon Man, and like
Mm.
that's what you get,
Mm.
and you hear like White Wedding or something. Those are like
Oh
the,
fuck yeah!
you
dude.
hear
Is
those
it-
on Rock Band, and you're like. All right, we got
was-
something cooking
it
here,
was
and then
mighty-
you go and you look them up on your iPod Nano and all that,
Mhm.
and then the rest is history. You know?
Right. You
But-
think you're
No,
cool because you listen to him on the
in-
bus
Yeah.
and shit.
I went through my own rock band phase again. Me and my three buddies.
I love that game.
And it was like freshman year of college.
dude,
So we brought it back.
I can't buy that game.
It
I
was
won't leave
summer.
my
We
couch.
would, dude. You know, kits cost like $400 for everything now. Yeah, we tried finding it. Yeah, dude, they are not cheap.
Wow.
So we wanted to bring back the band and actually perform at weddings for free. We're just gonna come bring our own TV, plug in Rock Band, plug in speakers, and just
I mean, hey,
perform.
it's not a
Your
bad
wedding.
idea. It's
We were
really
ca-
not.
We were called Spumoni.
That's awesome.
Man,
Did you know that's an ice cream flavor? It sucks though.
No, I see our definition of it. It meant anything and everything. So
Okay.
whenever it's like, yo, Spumoni.
That's kind of on par with the ice cream flavor.
Is
It sucks. The ice cream flavor
It
sucks.
doesn't
I got bad
sound-
news.
Doesn't sound good.
It's like 6 or 7 different flavors just like smashed into one ice cream, but they're not good flavors. It's
Yeah.
like pistachio and nutmeg and cherry, and it's not good.
Mm,
My family owns an ice cream shop, so you got any ice cream questions? I'm your girl.
word.
Spumoni sucks.
That's awesome. What's the ice
Speaking-
cream shop called?
What's the scoop? It's in North Royalton on Wallings Road,
That's a great name.
right
for an
across
ice
from
cream shop.
Cleats. that bar in North
Word.
Royalton. Yeah.
Word.
Good wings.
You know, I don't go to North Royalton a lot,
You
but
should.
when I do, I'll go to Worcester School.
Yeah, there you go. Get some ice cream.
I do. I'm not a huge ice cream dude, but I'm coming into my ice cream phase.
Okay. Hey, we got milkshakes.
I love.
We got ice
I
cream
love
tacos.
milkshakes.
We got it all, man.
Ice cream taco.
Like
That's
a choco
that's
taco?
the thing. Me and my brother make the shells from scratch. We bake them.
And it's like a waffle cone kind of thing.
No,
We
it's a
love
cookie.
homemade. One more time,
Bro,
what's it called?
what?
What's the scoop? It's in North Royalton. We make homemade ice cream tacos. That's all you need to know.
I
That
heard
should be a selling
cookies.
point enough.
Wow. Yeah. No. Okay.
So you got to go.
Dude, ice
you
cream
gotta
is
go.
fantastic.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so what's the first what's the first punk rock band you go to that you're like? And I feel like it may have been a local band even.
I'm trying to think. So I'm one of 6 out of my siblings. I'm the oldest one, and I'm the oddball in terms of music and rock music and all that jazz. A lot of my siblings are athletes, which I am not. I'm short. I have short legs. It doesn't really, I'm not an athlete. A lot of my siblings are, so I'm kind of the oddball in the mix. God, I grew up on like nothing like what I play and what I listen to now. I grew up on like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston and Prince, and I grew up on like that subset of music. That was all my dad ever listened to. My mom was the same way. She was like a Celine Dion and, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I grew up around listening to some like really crazy like front people and vocalists, which, I'm sure subconsciously that played part into like what I ended up doing. But I kind of discovered the whole rock world on my own. In high school, I just kind of
Sick.
Spoon Man by Soundgarden.
Yeah.
That was on Rock Band. I loved that song. I
Black-
loved That's What You Get by Paramore. And so I started looking up those songs on my own. And Soundgarden is one of my favorite bands of all time. It might be my favorite band.
Black
I don't know.
Hole Sun gave me
Black
fucking
Hole
nightmares
Sun.
watching that.
That video is a little scary.
Well,
So
when I was in like School of Rock, they had the One by Me. We did like the AC/DC cover bands,
Yeah.
hair metal cover bands. Then we kind of went towards Sublime and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I was like, when I figured out, or when I learned about that style of rock, which wasn't too familiar with, I was like, what the fuck is this,
Yeah,
dog?
yeah.
Wasn't good, wasn't bad.
it was just something new.
Because I was like,
Scholarship.
I was probably around 11, and I was like, I don't know if I have an ear for this yet, but I could see
Yeah.
myself listening to it.
Yeah.
Instead, I started going down more towards like the Linkin Park rabbit hole and
Yeah.
shit. My sister was
Yeah.
big on like more of the punk bands, like Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Like Mayday Parade and all those
yeah,
guys.
all that.
Yeah.
Tonight will be the
Oh, so good.
bro.
Such a
Fucking
good
heard
beat.
that on
So good.
replay.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of picked up the rock thing on my own in high school. I just kind of started digging. Seriously, Rock Band, the game Rock Band is where I heard a lot of those songs for the first time, and I was like, now this is some good shit. Like, we're on to something. I gotta look into this a little bit more.
Did you guys have the
So-
full setup? You and your siblings, or was it like you already had a band? With
At
friends,
that
maybe?
time, when we had Rock Band, there's 6 of us. There was probably 3 or 4 of us at that time. So, like, we got bass, guitar, vocals, drums. That's all you need. I mean,
And you, of course, were vocals.
I used to play drums in Rock Band. I thought it was more fun.
Seriously?
Sounds more
Yeah.
fun.
Listen, Spoon Man had a really good drum solo in there, and I just had to play that. But
No, that's
I
okay.
love it.
once they added
I
the
love
Paramore stuff, I really started getting into the vocal side of it. But
So
it
you
gets
listen to-
boring singing all like male
You
fronted
listen
songs.
to the new
you know?
Paramore album?
I did. I'm actually seeing Paramore in a couple months.
Where we trying to
June
get tickets,
4th.
We talked about that
Yeah, we
I
got-
have
we gotta
tickets
grab
I'm
that.
looking
You
to
already
get
did
rid of. We
tickets?
can talk about that later.
for sure.
Word.
You already got tickets?
Yeah.
Tried
gotta
getting tickets
do
for
that.
John Mayer a few days
Dude.
ago.
Dude, no
that-
way.
No
You
fucking
could've-
chance.
Fuck
No
out
chance.
250.
Dude, I
for
heard
that fucking-
Cleveland was a shit show.
I do have extra tickets to Paramore. We can talk about that after
Oh
this
yeah, fuck yeah.
podcast.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
But
But I did listen to their new album.
yeah, how you like it? You like it?
It's a grower. Not
Right?
a
I
shower.
feel the same way.
Like first time I heard
It's
it,
a
I
grower, not a
was
shower.
a little sad because I thought, just like everyone else, I was looking for that nostalgia.
Yeah, you want something to take.
And
We
it
want.
just it's a fact. It's not the same band anymore.
No.
That's not a good nor a bad thing. They're getting older, they're trying new shit,
Mhm.
and they sound good doing it.
Absolutely.
I was just excited to hear that 2007
As-
fucking Haley Williams ripping some pop punk, and it didn't come.
As a white person, that's
I
how I
was like,
felt
damn.
over the last 3 Eminem albums, and it just
It just didn't happen.
he's not him. God
It's
damn it!
not- Like, there's just not enough. Like name another girl who's like in the pop punk world that's not Haley Williams.
Avril Lavigne.
All right,
That's respectable.
That was quick.
Sorry, I'm just like
There's
I
two.
got
There's
that.
2 people then.
Yeah,
But,
can I name
we
you
got-
another one?
Like, we got nothing,
Nah, I
man. So,
can't.
like, to have Haley Williams kind of, like, take a little bit of a turn on her genre, like, I get it. That girl could sing any genre she wanted to. I mean, she's, like, one of the best vocalists.
Yeah, she could do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah, whatever. But, you know,
But the album, yeah,
the
I get
little, you know, like, the pop punk girl in me was like, damn, like, there goes our representation, man. That was all we had, was her and Avril Lavigne.
Time for you to make a better album.
it. And Avril
Yeah,
Lavigne's
God.
clone. So that's 3.
Yeah,
You think that shit's real?
Nah, no chance.
Nah.
Okay, let me talk about.
no, definitely not.
I'm a fan of a band, all female band called Haim. Haim.
I don't know that. How do you spell that?
Haim. It's a Jewish word.
Chaim. See, it'd
Chaim.
be.
But it's,
C-
it's an H. That's how you spell it. It's their
uh-huh.
last
It
name.
means life in Hebrew.
Huh?
Oh, that's
E?
smart.
There's no E. There's an I.
H-E-I?
No, it's not. Look it up.
My boy Q's firm on it,
H-
Crystal.
A.
It's Haim.
All right. So
Yeah.
you dig these guys?
Haim the band.
These girls, how dare
Girls.
you? You fucking
Three
sexist.
sisters.
Oh God.
3 sisters, and they have the latest album they put out is called Women in Music Part 3. Part 3?
Sure.
I don't remember. I think it's called Women in Music Part 3. But I really like them. They're really good. They were featured on Kid Cudi's album Indica
Oh,
on the
okay,
song
cool.
Red Eye. And you should listen to Red Eye. It's a great
I
song.
can
That's
listen to that.
them.
Yeah, it's them.
I will listen to that.
Yeah,
I will.
great
On
song.
my way home.
And I love them. They're very cool. All 3 of the sisters. Danielle's my favorite. This is not important.
I think it's important.
But women in music is the point. That's what I was getting to. That was my segue here. How do you feel about being like a woman in the all male band? Is there ever friction in that kind of sense? Are you ever like, you know, do you feel like you don't have a say as much?
With my guys, no.
Which would explain the length of the, you know, how long you've been with the band.
I've been with the band for about 4 years. My drummer Holden and I, we've been playing together for about 10. Though
Yeah.
he was in the first band I was ever in was
So
with Holden.
Trusted friends.
So yeah, these guys are some of my best friends. We're all really close. We all get along really well. I mean, you gotta be best friends with your bandmates, right?
I would hope so. Yeah.
So
I mean,
you know,
some of the
and-
greatest bands do hate each other.
yeah, it does happen, absolutely. But you know, I guess I'm fortunate. The 4 of us get along really, really well. We've never had a problem. It also probably helps that in terms of a manager and stuff, like that's your girl, that's me. So in terms of you know, who's booking the gigs and, you know, making those kind of moves, I handle all of that for the band. So maybe it makes it easier in terms of, you know, having a say in things because I'm the one booking
How
the
did
gigs
that
and
happen?
doing that.
Oh, because you have
know.
a background in that.
I do have a background in it, but I just I think I kind of have a knack for it, honestly.
Okay.
My all jobs that I do relate to like event planning in some way, day job and not day job.
Big numbers girl too. You like looking at data? Looking
Not
at the business
particularly,
aspect?
but I just like organization, you know? Like I just like things to be organized. I kind of think like if you don't do it yourself, it's not going to be done right.
Well,
Maybe that's the wrong mentality to have, but you know, I would rather take it upon myself to get all this shit done than ask one of my guys to do something.
So that's interesting because you say that and you're in a group where everybody, of course, wants to be able to share their opinions.
Yeah.
How do you guys go about songwriting? How do you guys go about
Songwriting is tough. It is tough. All of us will admit that. I think we're getting a lot better with it, just because we're doing it. We're writing so much more regularly now. You know, like we have our regular practice once a week, and we sit down, we hash out ideas, or you know, we talk about the next single, whatever we're going to do. Like during the pandemic and things like, you know, when we weren't getting together regularly, writing was hard as fuck because I'm not the most opinionated person in the world. My bass player Thomas, he is not either. But oh my lord, my drummer and my guitar player Eric are both extremely opinionated, especially Eric. And I'm sure he'll watch this and agree with me. Both very, very opinionated individuals. And a lot of times the two of them got to hash it out on what to do. Our writing process is really strange. It works for us, but I don't think it would work for a lot of bands. Eric will kind of come up with a riff, bring it to us at practice, and I'll weigh in on it, kind of get a melody going. Thomas will put his piece in, and Holden almost like repackages the whole thing. He'll be like, nope, not this note, try this or do this. And by start to finish, the riff that he came in with, we still got the same riff at the end, but it's got a lot of like weird little specific changes that one of us has put in, It's like, it's a group effort for sure. It's probably not the most productive way to go about it, but it works for us. Everyone's different, and that's what works for us. So,
I appreciate. I was about to ask what your creative process is, but thank you for divulging right into that. That's awesome.
Cool, thanks.
We love that. What else was I gonna say about women in music? Do you feel like, in the band ecosystem is great.
The band is great.
Outside of the band, like how are you getting treated amongst like venues and promoters and things like that?
It's we played a show this past weekend. We played in Akron, and at the end of the night, all the bands went on stage to take a group photo. And I was the only girl on the stage out of 4 bands, and I looked at the picture and I was like, damn, where are my girls at? There's just not enough of us out there. I am the only girl a lot of the time. And I'm sure a lot of other, people in my position feel the same way. Other female-fronted bands feel the same way. I think in the beginning it was a little rough, just because I'm also a small human. I'm only 5 foot. I'm not the scariest person in the world. Kind of wish I were, but I'm not. So that didn't help my case. But but it's a sad reality. But honestly, I think I'm doing all right. Sometimes it gets a little weird just because and no offense to you guys are kind of gross and like stupid. So, do I get like perverts at gigs and like get hit on at gigs and my guys don't know about it or don't have to deal with it? Yeah. 'Cause I'm the only girl in the room, or I'm the only girl on stage or like, but unfortunately that's not like a specific thing to music. That's just being a girl, which is the sad reality of it. I got 3 guys that got my back, and I do a lot in the music community. So I think I got a lot of guys who got my back around here. And there's more women coming up in music, even just locally. I mean, look at the venues we got. We got like 4 venues, I think, that are really like hitting it off, that are all female owned. Grog Shop, No Class, Beachland Tavern is like partially owned by a female. The Foundry was bought out by a female. So like we're coming up. Things are getting better.
We love to hear that.
Things are getting better. Definitely getting better.
Because some of my favorite artists are women.
Yeah.
Like I can name like Erykah Badu is, I've said before, like one of my favorite artists of all time. Like, and the list goes on and on. But dope. Did you have something to interject?
I was gonna actually ask. Diving more into how how you're treated in the industry, how do you think it goes around Cleveland?
I am pleasantly surprised and happy with Cleveland. We actually started off as a Columbus band, and maybe it was a little biased because we were college students, and so it was kind of rowdy and a little rough back in Columbus. But I love the Cleveland music scene. I just think it's the best group of people. From venue owners to other bands to, people on the sides, people like you guys, like, people helping musicians out and helping artists out. Before I came here, I went on some big ass rant about how much I love the Cleveland music scene too, Eric, before I came here. Like,
I love that.
It's just a really, really good group. And like, you don't really realize it until you go somewhere else, and then you come back and you're like, shit, Cleveland's the place to be,
See?
Good support.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell
great
everybody.
support.
Love to hear that.
I love Cleveland. Cleveland all the way.
That's
Cleveland
cool,
music scene is special.
A lot of people like to complain about the scene and how things get done and stuff. But you can definitely see like this era is trying, like putting effort in.
Yeah. You got a lot of people who are just busting their butt right now just to get somewhere.
Just to connect too.
Yeah.
Like just to make it like you should know this person and you should know that person, because why not?
Everything's all about a contact.
Exactly.
Do you think though women singing as the front runner has been normalized in the industry yet?
Not yet, no.
Do you think it's close to?
We're getting closer. I don't know if we're close. I hate when I get comments about like after a show it'll be like, oh, I didn't know like a girl could sing this, and I'm like, dude, what the. I don't know if people think they're complimenting me, but I'm here to tell you that you're not. That's offensive as fuck. And you'd be surprised how often that kind of shit comes up at a gig or something where it's almost like a shock factor that a girl is doing this or this genre or hanging in this crowd and it's good, you know, and so that's where I kind of get rubbed the wrong way. Do I think it's better than where it was a couple years ago? Absolutely. But I don't think we're quite there yet. I think we still got work to do. The whole world has work to do.
Absolutely.
But there's progress.
There's absolutely progress. I'll back that up any day.
It all starts with the woman in the mirror. See?
Oh, it's a man in the mirror. Damn.
It's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
shit.
Okay, so real quick.
I like that.
You like that? The hand
was-
stuff? I told you we do hand stuff here. Hit me up. $5.99. What was I gonna say? I did it again. So what's the big, like, perfect world dream? Not just for TRUSS, but for you.
Oh.
And if it is for you, if it is for you, if it's staying in TRUSS, like, what does that look like? Yeah.
I want TRUSS to be my full-time job. I do. I want it to be everything that I do. But if it can't be, which it should be, if it can't be, then I still want to be in the music. I want to be in it in some way, shape, or form. I don't think I'm going to be happy if I'm not. I actually picked up a second job very recently working for a venue. So I'm a talent buyer there, an assistant talent buyer, and I help with booking the bills and stuff. And, you know, it just anything that I can do to be in that world surrounded by the bands and the artists and in the venues. And, like, that's what I'm going to choose to do. If TRUSS could be it full time, that's the dream. But just to be in the music is a win.
That's awesome to hear. And
I love that.
for those that don't know, you're actually pretty good. You advocate for a lot of stuff going on with women.
I'm trying.
Can you talk a little bit about the
Yeah,
fundraiser you
yeah.
had in the past and
Yes, I
what's
can.
coming up in the future? What is it?
So, man, I can't believe it's actually been this long already. But back in December, I put together a fundraiser called Rock the Halls. Basically, what I did was just, in light of the climate, things that were going on, I thought, you know, with women's rights, I wanted to do something extra. Obviously, you go and you vote, you do your part, but I just felt like I needed to do something extra. Was fired up about the issue, and long story short, I basically put together this game plan of essentially 8 bands, all from Cleveland, maybe bringing an out-of-town band, all from Ohio at the very least. All of them female-fronted, all local acts. Put together this bill, put together a silent auction, and I basically just took this plan and I pitched it to the House of Blues. I said, you know, here's my game plan. I want both stages on these dates with these bands and blah, blah, blah. And I expected to be shut down because it's Live Nation and the House of Blues and, like, who am I? And that did not happen. They loved the idea. We went through with it. We booked the show. And it was a lot of work because I quite honestly didn't really know what I was doing, but I think everyone thought that I knew what I was doing, and that's kind of all that matters. But I'm here to tell you I didn't know. So I booked these 8 bands, and we had a headliner. They're called Envoy. They came in from Nashville. And then we had a group from Columbus come in, Hello Luna, a group from Akron, Detention, open up the show. And then the rest of the bands on the bill were from Cleveland. TRUSS was on the bill. We ended up raising over $7,000, and that was sent over to Pro-Choice Ohio. I was able to give the check myself. I ended up making an extra couple $1,000 from the silent auction. So on top of that $7,000, we sent over extra money from the silent auction. There was a lot of, like, publicity stuff surrounding it, like Cleveland Scene, Cleveland.com, radio sponsors. So a lot of people were tuned in, and a lot of people were supportive of it. And there ended up being over 500 tickets sold at the end of it.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Which is really cool. And it went so well. And this is actually secret information that I'm about to drop right now. It's the sprinkles. You ready for this? We're doing it again this year. It went so well that they asked us to do it again this year. So I don't have a date or a lineup that I can officially announce yet.
Can you give
But
a
you
month?
All
heard
I
it here
can say
first.
is it will be December of 2023. Rock the Halls is coming for year number 2.
Breaking news.
Breaking
Number
news.
2.
year 2 of Rock the Halls is
And I
happening.
assume TRUSS will be performing.
TRUSS will be performing. Yep. We're going to have some minor changes this year. It's going to be 5 bands instead of 8. We're going to just do the main stage and not do the one-off stages. So just a couple small changes, but it's going to stay all female fronted bands, all local bands. Got to get that exposure for everybody.
Wait, was that how the last one was too?
It was. It was 8 female fronted bands.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've had a lot of guys
missed
reach
that
out to me
part
to play
when you
it.
said
And I'm
it the
like,
first time.
that
I
kind of
definitely
defeats
missed that
the
for a sec.
purpose. So
I love that though. That's very dope. So keep your eyes open for Rock the Halls.
yeah, year 2
Coming
will happen.
again. Coming
Still
soon.
looking to fill some slots.
Soonish.
I have 1 slot to fill.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So
Ooh.
I do have the other acts confirmed. I cannot tell you who they are, except for TRUSS. That's happening, but I think everybody kind of knew that. If I'm
So
running the ship
Frontwoman,
here,
get ready to front.
get ready. It's happening. December 2023, baby.
That's it. We
We'd
love
love to
that.
hear it.
Exclusive drops on We Important. You can only get it here. Hannah, Harry, and Q.
The
dream
most
team.
important.
Oh my God, this is gonna be great for promos.
So we got to drop a little bit of important knowledge and a little bit of secret stuff going on, but we got a little bit more secret sauce and knowledge I need you to drop on the audience here. Questions
What that
specifically for you. We have the most important
Questions from the audience. You like how we did that? We did not practice that shit.
Oh, but you just told them you didn't practice. So
But
now
like-
it's just the mystery's gone.
James, you owe me a kiss.
Here now? Yeah, what? All right.
All right, we got the first one.
Shit.
When emotions are running high with the band, how do you come together to reevaluate and figure out what to do next?
Okay. Dang. I feel like this is gonna be his. Okay. All right. Let me
Please.
regroup. Emotions run high. I think this is. You can take this answer and spread it into any part of your life. You take a break and you regroup and you come back because you know what? You're not gonna get shit done if someone's irritated or if y'all are having a bad time. That's just not gonna happen. So go to Swenson's, hang out, take a break, get a popsicle. I don't know, whatever it is you gotta do to cool down. And you come back and you revisit it because you know what? Nobody wants to write a song when they're pissed. Well, I shouldn't say that.
You never know.
You don't want to write a song when you're in a bad mindset. I'll put it that way. We got our angsty songs, we got our sad songs, but you don't want to bring this like negative energy into the room when you're trying to work with other people.
It rubs
Just
off.
take a break. Just take a break and come back. It'll work.
I love
It's
that.
applicable to every aspect of your life, not just, me and the guys. But
Yeah.
just take a break and come back. They'll be there when you come back.
And that's simple to do. It's free. It's not
It's
complicated.
free. We
or
love
hard.
free stuff.
Yes.
We do.
You need no instructions. Just take a break. However,
Take a walk. If you got a
see
dog,
fit.
you can walk your dog. If you got a cat, you can walk your cat.
I tried to walk my cat. I got a leash in a collar for the cat. and
How's it going?
She hated that shit.
Damn.
I brought her into the hallway.
What's
To
her
it.
name? God damn
Napkin. My cat's name is Napkin.
It's like one of the best cat names I've ever heard.
Thank you. Yes. Because, I was thinking eating Cheetos. You got a cat. It's like, why
You
lick
need
your
it.
fingers? Yeah, just grab your napkin.
Yeah, there you go.
Just wipe.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
she's got
brilliant.
crumbs all over
That
her
is-
fur.
it. Was that a
Yeah.
high thought, or is that just Quentin being creative?
I think that's just me.
That's impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank
It's
you.
a little bit impressive.
Oh my
I appreciate that.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Damn, I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, let's go to the next question. Question from the audience. What's up? What's your biggest hobby outside of music?
Ooh, I never get asked this question.
Mm.
My biggest hobby outside of music. Damn. Okay. I know. I actually really like to read. Does that count as a hobby? Does reading count as a hobby?
What,
It's an activity, so I
What
think it does.
genre?
Yeah.
I have a psychology degree, and I wanted to. I don't, but I wanted to originally be that girl that was like working with the serial killers and shit. So-
Clarice.
Too much
So
Dexter?
I'm so I like to read a lot of psychological thrillers. I read a lot of autobiographies on crime, things of that nature. I read a
Okay.
lot of autobiographies about musicians as well, just because if you don't, I don't hear about any of that stuff. I can listen to the record all I want and I can go see them, but it's cool to get to know the person and know the people that you're listening to and that you kind of I guess rely on in a way. So it's cool to get to know the musicians that you you love. And so I read a lot of autobiographies. I'm not a romance novel girl. I think they're fruity as fuck and boring. I'm not about it. Don't pass me some This Is Us or something. I don't want it.
Did you get a chance to dive into the 27 Club when you were? I assume you have to come across that if you're reading about a lot of rock stars.
I have not.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Are you familiar?
I am.
We get you a copy
have
of it.
a copy.
You have a copy
but
of it.
I have not read it, and I took a really long time to just admit that right now because it's a little bit embarrassing.
That's okay. I have a
Maybe
copy of Dianetics.
You believe in that curse? We cannot.
I don't. It's very coincidental. It's very coincidental. I don't know. I need to read this. And then we're gonna have to revisit.
The conspiracy is fantastic.
Have you ever seen a documentary? It's called Soaked in Bleach.
Not familiar with your game.
Go
kid.
home and watch that.
I'm at home.
Soaked in Bleach.
Shit, okay.
Netflix, HBO.
It's on, I believe, Netflix.
Okay, Soaked in
Watch
Bleach.
it.
But what it's about?
Documentary about Nirvana. And
Okay.
speculation that Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain.
What?
Now, I was not on that train until I watched that documentary. Now I'm on the train.
Did you see
the
montage of Heck, the other documentary about?
I have not. No.
Okay, so that was dope, and it's not conspiracy
that
theory,
too.
but it's dope, and it's like animated.
Yeah.
in parts.
I'll watch
It's
that
very
too.
Cool. I didn't get that from watching that one.
I watched this one.
I'll tell you.
I've heard
Watch
that.
Soaked in Bleach. It's going to change your mind. I'm
There's
telling
some
you.
good
I don't
conspiracy
like that.
theories on Netflix because they have like a whole documentary series dedicated to that, and one of them actually is that Hitler's still alive in Argentina.
Oh, shit.
I
We're not- okay.
I swear to God,
I
I
don't wanna
almost,
believe that one,
I
so I'm just
almost
gonna
went
tune
down
out.
that as a Jew with a grandfather was in
Panic sets
Auschwitz.
in.
I almost went down that rabbit hole. I went up to my dad. I was like, "Is Hitler alive in
Do
Argentina?"
I gotta panic?
He just
Like one of
fucking
those
laughs
things?
at me and
Yeah.
goes, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
I went down the Tupac Still Alive rabbit hole when I was like,
Oh, see, that's
12.
a good rabbit hole to go down. That
When I was like
gets-
12.
Yeah.
Because they said like the autopsy, he don't got the same tattoos, and I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
You're like, oh man.
what the fuck?
Yeah, there's something happening
You
here.
start spinning. I'm like seeing Biggie in my sleep and shit.
Say it 3 times in the mirror.
Biggie, I'm gonna pop a cap in your ass. South Park.
We love it.
On to the next question.
Yep, last one. Then we move on to the general. What do you believe the purpose of music to be?
Damn,
That sounds like it's gonna be really complicated, but I feel like
that's a good question. Though,
I got it.
go for it.
I think that the purpose of music. You ready for this cliche bullshit?
Listen,
You ready for
motherfuckers.
this? You ready for this? You ready for this?
Mhm.
To make people happy. I think that at some point or another, everyone has kind of leaned into music as like a support. There's a reason why people fucking cry when they hear their favorite songs. Or
John Mayer made me cry
I mean,
for sure.
like people connect with the music in a way that you don't really connect with a lot of other stuff in life. It's kind of its own separate special thing, and so I think it's here to make us happy. It's cool, it's fun, something to do, but it's here to make people happy.
Is the goal to
I
see
love
one
that.
of your audience members crying to your music?
It almost happened recently. I'm not gonna name names because I don't want to put it on the spot, but it almost happened. We have one song that's like it's an emotional hitter, and I've had people tell me that I haven't seen them cry though. I need to see it. I don't want
Put
you to
their
tell me you
tears in
cried.
a-
I just need to know. I need to I need to
Do
see
you
it.
want to collect them?
I need to be able to dab them away myself. Otherwise, it didn't happen. Proof or it didn't happen. I need a
Proof or it
video of
didn't
you
happen.
crying sent to me. Otherwise, it didn't happen.
Or it's just cake.
Yeah.
All right. General question for all 3 of us. Ooh. Is it better to be loved or respected?
Respected.
Respected.
Final answer.
Respected.
Respected. 100%. You on the fence right now?
I'm with y'all.
All right, okay.
Why is your
Definitely-
reason for that? You had to think about
I had
it.
to hesitate. Well, because I think I would naturally say I would want to go with that answer, but also naturally I'm contrarian. So I was trying to see, like, I had to indulge the opposition. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I always think like that question
Devil's advocate.
reminds me of that 21 Savage rap quote where he's like, "Love is just a feeling. You can still love somebody and stab them in the back, but loyalty or respect means whether you like them or not, you're still gonna ride for them."
That's what I like. Like whether you like me or not, just seeing me, knowing what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
That's what it's all about.
I look at it for my friendships too. Like we're friends because we all like each other, right?
Yeah.
But if you're really my homie, you
really
really
like
fuck
you.
with me, you really respect me, like, if I made some shit up and you're like, oh, there's no way that's true. This is really my homie. You'd be like, no. In his head, he's like, Harry's a fucking idiot.
But
he's like, yeah, no,
it's gonna back
Harry's,
you up. Yeah. It's gonna back you up. Yeah.
He's a good friend.
Look at you guys. You guys should send out a Christmas card together.
I'm supposed
How
to be-
dare you?
cute.
I'm gonna make a Hanukkah one.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
You can send 2.
There you go.
I've thought about
One for
it. I
each.
want to grow out my
Well,
chest hair like a lot of
Kwanzaa.
I want to grow out my chest hair and just have a Star of David that hangs in my chest fro, and I want to put a yarmulke right over top. You know, sexual in front of the fire.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot to handle.
Well, Hanukkah cards aren't a thing,
That's
but
a lot
it's
to
like
handle. We can make them a thing.
they'd be Hanukkah Harry's holiday cards.
I think you're on.
I'd give you a whole calendar.
I think you're onto something. This is a good business idea.
I think we're on to the next part of this show.
We love it.
The most important words to live by. You got your own mic.
Yeah, I was. All right.
You're a Black Bob
important
Barker.
words to live by.
Your fortune.
I
cookie
really
to
want to
love.
say one that I. You guys ever seen that video where he's like, "Fuck it, we'll do it live." That guy's got it figured out. You ever seen that video? It's
Why
like
does
a
that
news
sound
anchor, and he's like trying to. I'm blanking on his name, but he's trying to like get his practice in for his whatever, and just something keeps going wrong in all of his takes, and finally he just gets pissed. He slams all of his shit down the table, and he's like, "Fuck it, we'll do it live. We're doing it live." And I feel like those are some good words to live by. Fuck it, we'll
we're
do it
doing it.
live.
Fuck it. We're
You don't
doing
need
it live.
you don't need to overthink it. Just
That's-
fuck it.
I
We're
really
doing it live.
That's
love
a good
that
one.
shit.
You know?
I really love
No,
that.
that's fucking awesome.
Applicable to every aspect of your life.
Fuck it.
Absolutely.
We're doing it live.
Like, fuck it. We got to prepare live on air. Fuck
Yeah.
it. We got to get
Should we-
ready.
Think on your feet, man.
Mhm.
You know?
Exactly.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Well, for us as hosts, we always try to like build some rapport with guests we've never met beforehand, and other times we're just like season 2, we were like, we're not gonna say a fucking word to each other until the mic's on.
No. See, you're living by it already.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck it.
We do it live.
It's tense
Do it
at
live.
first, though. Can you imagine if you just walked in here, we just gave you a nod?
Yeah, that would be a
no
little
words?
scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no worries.
I would have been a
Don't
little
say nothing
sweaty.
to you.
No,
I
I
ain't
wouldn't
giving
have
no
liked
glass
that.
of water.
Oh
No,
my god, the water's so important.
I just mentioned a glass of water so she would sip it more.
I forgot I had it.
Got
It's
you
my
that.
Psychology.
Yeah.
Got you that nice
Slipped
glass.
it right
God.
into my subconscious.
You
that
are
water.
brilliant.
Thank you.
Look at you.
Oh, I'm sure you guys noticed, audience out there, that it looks a little bit more sexy in
I
here
look
today.
maybe even a little bit tanner.
We got some
can't
candles
really
on
tell.
the table.
I feel like I look pale.
Those of you who were listening on
I always wanna do
Spotify, you
that.
can't see the candles, but our
There's a
lighting
mood.
guy, we got more intimate this time. We decided that
It's kind of like a blues bar.
we wanted to get Hannah in here and make her feel good.
Set the mood.
Let her know that we're easy going.
The mood has been set.
And we're human. We fuck up.
We're chill.
You know?
And if only you guys could see the full set today. It's something to marvel at. It is really something. It never looks like this, but it's cool. We're gonna bounce right back
We
next week.
We may do, pig. We may do.
We did our thing, man. Honestly, we rifle and root through the mud, pigs.
And it fucking rolled. But anyway, before we get things wrapped up here and close us out, Hannah, can you tell people what's going on with you in the future? How can they get in contact, and how can they keep in touch with you and TRUSS?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, as of very recently, I'm actually doing booking for a venue in Cleveland called Temple Live. It's on Euclid Avenue. So if you're a musician, artist, whatever, hit me up and we can get something cooking for you, a show, whatever it may be. That's one way to stay in contact, another way to get involved. As for TRUSS, we got a lot of stuff coming up, a ton. We got some festival announcements coming. We got a lot of out-of-town shows that will be announced very soon. We have a couple music videos and singles brewing. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out within the next couple of months from us. And just hit us up on socials, TRUSS Band, TRUSS Band, all one word. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is that you use.
YouTube channel as well?
YouTube. We got YouTube. We recently put out a music video, so check that out. We have our own website, the whole 9 yards. So just, follow us on all the socials. Stay connected. We're really active up on there. And, we're a fully DIY band, so anything that you see content-wise, anything, it's coming from the four of us directly. So we all put a lot of work and love into this project.
Shout out Hannah and the boys.
Yeah, shout out to my boys.
And you people know, as always, stay important. Thank you for tuning in, wee-wees. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Hit follow if you're watching this on another thing going on. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at WeImportant. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audacity. We're fucking everywhere, man.
Everywhere. In your dreams while you sleep and pee.
We Important Podcast, wee-wees.
As always, stay important. You know what it is.
Hannah.
Thank y'all.
Close us out.
Ugh. Try.
Where you been, darling, darling? Where you been, darling, darling? Where you been, darling? We've been holding this moment for you. Where you been, darling, darling? Where you been, darling, darling? Where you been, darling? We've been holding this moment for you. I told you your dreams would come true. I told you your dreams would come true. I told you your dreams would come true. I told you your dreams would come true.